Have you ever wanted to vlog your life, but something always stops you? Now, this is a key thing I always find. I procrastinate. Now, I don't know what this video is. I don't know what this video is really going to be about, but I kind of want it more to be an introduction to the channel, who I am, what I'm going to do on this channel, and why I started doing content creation on YouTube. Currently, I have 2.6k on TikTok, which is a very small amount, I know, and I have 600 followers on Instagram, very small amount. Bearing in mind, I've always used the excuse I don't post as consistent, so my content hasn't blown up. Now, I do think this is a factor of what I've been doing, but I also do think it's just a lack of, I guess, motivation at sometimes for me. I feel like I do post good content and I believe in my content. I do think my content could be better, but I just do think that there's two things that stop me in my life of becoming a content creator. And I think it's one, procrastination, and two, the lack of consistency. And I think these are two things that go hand in hand. And I think it's just because I just never, ever stay consistent to one thing. Now, this is due to also me struggling with ADHD and all these other things that affected in my life. But I don't like to use these things as excuses in my life to stop me from doing what I want to do. I don't think I ever have when it comes to just real life and jobs and whatever. And I don't think it should stop me from pursuing my dreams. I've always wanted to be a content creator for the longest time ever. And it's just niche stories. Everyone probably wants to do a content creator. You probably heard the story a million block court times. But I have a story. I'm going to tell it. I'm going to show you guys. And hopefully you guys want to follow the journey with me. This is also just a way of me trying to post content somewhere and make it consistent in a way where it doesn't have to feel like I always feel like I'm being myself in my videos. But sometimes I feel that I have to stick to a certain niche because that's what my channel's about. You know, I mostly do food stuff and food pages and stuff like that. You know, I do food vlogs and cooking videos and eating food and trying food. Sometimes I just want to sit and talk at a camera, but that's not really the TikTok or the Instagram way. So I've decided to just explore this on YouTube, which is not really what this channel is going to be. This channel will be food channel. It will be food challenges and vlogs. And if I go abroad, there'll be vlogs abroad. And if I don't know, go on a random hike in, I don't know, Peak District, there's going to be that. If I go to Seven Sisters Cliff again, there'll be that little thing in the video. But honestly, I think my whole life, and especially these last 2 years, I've created so many different TikToks, Instagrams, changed usernames like 3-4 times. And not just because I don't think it's working, just because I always feel a need for change. That's been a big part of my life. But now it's a time to lock in. You know, I've turned 20 recently in June, not recently, but I'm going to be pushing to 21. And I think it's really important to start taking my future and my dreams seriously, because I know people say I'm young, but I low-key feel like I don't have that much time left to experiment until I need to start focusing on what I want to do. And that's just a personal thing I feel. And no one has to feel this way, but I feel this way. But yeah, a little bit on my background, I guess. Obviously, I said I'm 20. I was a chef for 4 years. I went to culinary arts school. I'll pop up pictures if you guys can see it. Maybe some slow monologue will come on, some slow music. Cue my music. But yeah, I've 20. I was a chef for 4 years. I went to culinary arts school. Then I traveled to Canada. I moved to Canada. Not going to get into details why I moved to Canada, but maybe you can guess in the comments. And yeah, I moved to Canada for 6 months, worked as a chef in Canada for 6 months, or maybe 7 months. Came back in the beginning of 2025 in January, was jobless for 3 to 4 months, finally found a job which I really enjoy, and now I'm here in, where we at? November the 2nd, 2025. And I think 3 things I can say that summed up my year so far in 2025 is what a waste of time. Now, I take that very lightly because I feel like not all time is wasted, but I do have to say I feel like this year I've been very lazy, unmotivated, and I haven't really got anything I really wanted done. I feel like I've made big progress on some things I've done, like content creation. I feel like I've started to find my bag a bit more, and especially with TikTok, my views have been doing a lot better, and you know, stuff like that. I think I've started to figure out how I want to display myself and portray myself on social media. But I do think it took me a long time to get to this stage where I've decided I really want to take this seriously. And I do think it's also took me a long time to think about what I wanted. And that's just due to a multiple things, but life always has challenges ahead of you guys. But anyway, I'm waffling. Back to what I'm trying to say and the main point of this channel. This channel is going to be here for very funny things. It's not going to be as maybe deep as this video. It's going to be very jokey. I think my character as a person is very jokey, very just all over the place, spontaneous, doing random things at random times. But this is just to mark the day where I start taking content creation seriously and just posting content that I want to post and I want to make. And yeah, maybe later in the future, I'll stick to a niche. Maybe later in the future, I'll have an editor and I will stick to a niche and I will do just one certain type of video, and you know, everything's going to be consistent. But for now, I'm just trying to learn and lock in, and it even scares me right now as I say this. I just want to try post content all the time and just get stuff out there. So the plan with here this week, I mean, this thing is I'm going to start planning YouTube videos to do food challenges with my friends. But for now, I'm going to be vlogging my life every day. I won't be posting it every day. I'll be posting it in a week, in like a week package. But I'm going to be filming every day when I wake up, how I'm feeling, documenting how I'm feeling, just as a personal diary. Then eventually we're going to start getting into the food challenges and traveling abroad and maybe cinematic stuff. I've always been into cinematic filming. Maybe I'll start streaming one day. Maybe I'll start doing some games and some more silly stuff. You know, I have a lot of inspirations like Nico and Balaki. Probably my main inspirations of what I want a YouTube channel to look like. And I know they're very polar opposites of creators, but anyway, that's the main people I watch. And maybe it's Reese, but I don't think a lot of people know that I'm in the UK. But anyway, that's me. I'm Kyan. And yeah, hopefully you guys like, follow, subscribe, turn your notification bell for more. And I really, really hope that this is the beginning of something great, because content creation is my bag. That's what I want to do. And I don't see why the fuck not. So, bye. See you next time. Peace. Oh, I just spat everywhere.